Hello viewers, welcome back again. We are rounding up the topic Prophet Amos, and so far we have looked at a number of issues on Amos. We did look at the background call of Prophet Amos. We came to visions of Amos. We looked at a number of them. Talk of the vision of the crooked wall and the plumb line. Talk of a ripe basket of fruits, right? Talk of locusts. Talk of fire. Then we also came to judgment on the Israel and other nations. We also talked of the teachings of Prophet Amos. We also looked at the remnant and restoration, and also Amos' teaching on Israel election. Now today class, we get to look at the relevance of Amos' teaching to Christians today. Now, what do you expect by the end of the lesson class? We do expect that we are able to study the relevance of Amos' teaching to Christians today. Welcome all, and let us learn. Your tutor is Roger Mishira, and the station you're watching is Edimu TV. Now, the message of the prophecy of Amos was relevant to Christians today. How was the message of Prophet Amos relevant? Now, it was relevant in a number of ways. One, the message that God hates hypocrisy is very clear. Remember, Amos talked about hypocrisy, right? Now, thus, Christians should also be truthful and practice what they preach, right? They must worship God in sincerity. They must have to worship God in sincerity. That was what Prophet Amos taught about, hypocrisy. There was also an issue of self-indulgence, whereby Christians should not pursue luxury and self-indulgence when others lack the basic needs. Right? Look at what happened in Israel. Right? The rich looked down upon the poor. Right? So let us not live that luxury life when others lack some of the basic needs. What about bribery? Christians should condemn bribery and corruption, and also uphold justice. Remember, these are vices that Amos condemned in Israel. The issue of bribery, right? Corruption in the courts, whereby the poor do not get justice, right? Is also an issue of punishment. Remember what the punishment God gave to Israel and other nations, right? Divine fire. Talk of Israel being taken into exile. Talk of earthquakes, famine. Now, Christians should bear in mind that God will punish every evil, and no one is going to evade God's judgment. Also, there is the issue of wealth. When Israel became wealth, they departed from the covenant way of living, right? Remember, they had agreed to live by the covenant ways, but again, when they became wealth, they diverted, right, from the covenant way of living. Now, Christians should share their wealth with the needy and acquire their wealth justly. Look at the merchants. They could sell unstandard goods, right? Talk of the scales, whereby they were to tighten the scales. Good. That is honesty, wealthy, right? So Christians should share their wealth with the needy, and also they need to acquire their wealth in a just way. Then there is also an issue of hypocritical religion. Amos taught about hypocrisy in religion. This was an example of offering empty sacrifices. Christians also have to learn to be sincere, to be concerned about the internal well-being, and also the issue of outward observance of religion, right? Whatever we do, right, we should always do it in service of the Lord. Let us not be offering sacrifices, but in the real sense, we don't uphold justice. And finally, the issue of drunkenness, whereby Christians should not engage in activities that can divert their faith from God. If that happens, they should learn always to repent. But again, also, we have not talked of the issue of sexual morality, whereby in Israel we saw Amos teaching of sexual morality, right? The issue of a father and a son sharing the same woman, right? They talk of the issue of temple prostitution that was in Israel. Those are some of the evils that Amos condemned, and they are relevant to Christians today. For a reference class, for a task, can we get to state what some of the lessons that Christians learn from the teaching of Prophet Amos? And as always, your reference book is Christian Religious Education Students Book, KLB, the third edition. This was your favorite channel, Elimu TV, where you get to watch and learn. Get into contact with us via contact address, YouTube at Elimu TV, Twitter at Elimu TV _Kenya, and also Facebook Elimu TV. As always, this was your favorite channel, Elimu TV, the station you get to watch and learn.